I wanted to talk about my experience and my family's experience with something that before all of this I had never even heard of, but because of what we went through, I started researching it and it fell right into place with some other things that were going on. The thing that I'm talking about is what some people refer to as a shadow man, which would be fairly accurate. We've lived in Colorado for quite a few years, and then we needed to move, and we contacted this guy who owned a house, and we made arrangements to meet with him to look at the house. We looked all through the house, and when we got down into the basement is the length of the house, so it's a very long basement. When you go down the stairs are at one end of the house, and then you have the entire length of the house that the basement is just one big huge area with a couple of rooms in there. So the landlord is taking us, giving us a tour through the basement, and we've gone to the far end of the basement, and we were turned around and we're headed back towards the stairs, and the landlord is in front of us, and he gets to about the time that he almost gets to the stairs. My boyfriend and I were following him, and this shadow whizzed past us. There was no form or anything. I don't think either one of us had ever seen anything like that before, so we were definitely caught by surprise. It made us stop in our tracks, and we both looked at each other as if to say, "Did you see what I saw?" And we obviously both had the same reaction, so we both knew that the other one saw it too. And it was just this black blur that just whizzed right past us, and it was just very, very freaky. But we brushed it off, and we ended up renting the house. Can't remember for sure how long it was afterward. I can't honestly say for sure. It was somewhere between a month and 3 or 4 months after we had been renting the place. My boyfriend and I were down in the basement. We had that's where our bedroom was, and he had fallen asleep on the couch, which was about in the middle of the big open section of the basement. If you're coming down the stairs, which I said earlier is at the very end of the house, when you're coming down into the basement, there's a wall right there at the stairs. But in front of you, in the corner, it looks like maybe back in the 70s or something, they had a bar in that corner there, because there's old marbly style tiles that have been put up on the shelves and things, and it looks like a little bar area. The mirrors and the shelves are still there. Then when you turn, you can see the entire length of the basement, and you can see that there are a couple of rooms off to the left, but on the right side of the basement, you can see down the entire length of the basement. Down at the very other end of the basement, at the other end of the house, at the far wall, that's where I was sitting. And because he was sleeping on the couch, and it was late at night, I had turned out all the lights, and the only light that there was the light from our router, and that was close to the stairs, and I could see it from where I was sitting on the other end of the house in the basement. There was a green light on the router, and it was up high on the wall, higher than, if I stood up next to it, it would be higher than me. I would say it was probably about 6.5 feet off the ground. I'd say about 6 feet, maybe. Anyway, off from a distance, I'd still be able to see the green light, especially, with all the lights out. And there I was, sitting at the computer at the other end of the basement, in the dark, and I was at my computer with the light shining from the laptop facing me. There is a window that was up above me, behind me, and there is a street that was out front, but there was no point in time that headlights ever shone into the window, so there's nothing that's logical that makes any sense as to what it could have been. Anyway, this shadow person, I could clearly see that it was a male shadow with a cloak, a big black coat looking thing, and had a hat on. But the pictures that I've seen, the hat looks different than what I saw. The brim of the hat on each side was drooped way down. It wasn't pointing up on the edges. It was all drooped down, like he had been holding it that way for a long time, for years. And it passed in front of the green light, which is what got my attention, and it scared me half to death, because when I looked up to see what it was, I could see the shadow man that walked from where the mirrors were in that corner on the far end of the basement in front of the stairs, and he passed in front of the green light in front of the modem and into the laundry room. Scared me so bad that the next thing I knew, I was crawling up behind my boyfriend, who was asleep on the couch, and I was pushing him off the couch, and I don't even know what I was babbling. I was so scared. And he went to investigate, and of course he didn't find anything. He didn't have a clue what happened. I didn't associate it at that time with the same thing that we had experienced the day that we had decided to rent the place, the day that we looked at it and decided to get it. Fast forward some amount of time, this thing would make noises at night, and I would see it off and on from time to time. It didn't scare me nearly as badly after that, until it went upstairs where my kids were and where my animals were. It did attack me twice in the laundry room. The way the laundry room is set up, the washer and dryer, when you face the washer and dryer, you're actually facing the center of the house, because remember, it's in the basement. You're facing the center of the house, and for whatever reason, there's a window. I've never opened the window. I've never looked in there. When we moved in, it was just open. It just looks like a dark hole. I don't know if that's like access to under the house or what it is, but we closed it up with some cardboard. Well, twice while I was in the laundry room at the washing machine, I could feel something rushing up behind me and attacking me from my back. And I don't know how to describe attacking me, but it was just like the hair on the back of my neck stood up. I could feel this gigantic cold breeze come, and it felt like it was just going to eat me. It felt like it was attacking me. And then as quickly as it happened, and as quickly as I realized what was happening, it brushed past me and went into the hole where the window frame is, and we have the cardboard. I never saw it that time. Either one of those times I didn't see it, but I could feel it, and I can only assume, since the shadow man is the only one that I actually saw, I can only assume that's the same thing. I could also, when it would go up the stairs, I could hear it going up the stairs, and I followed it a few times, and it would always go to the same location upstairs as it came from in the mirror downstairs. So it's the same location, but just a floor up. And my dog saw it through the window upstairs. He saw it on the back porch. His hair was raised up. I saw it, and he saw it at the same time. He was growling. This was in the middle of the night. He had just started barking like crazy, and we ran up. Everybody woke up to see what the dog was barking about, and I saw it, and the dog saw it. If anybody has a clue what this means or what it's about or can explain anything, if you'll leave a comment and let me know your thoughts on it. I haven't seen it since we moved away from that house, but I'll try to figure out what's going on. I hope I never see it again. Alright, thanks for listening to my weird story about Shadow Man. Bye.